This teriyaki chicken sandwich is so amazing and it will blow your socks off. It's super easy to make, so keep watching the video so I can show you how. Our chicken of choice today is going to be chicken thighs because chicken thighs have tons of fat, and fat means a lot of flavor. We're going to be seasoning with our Lucky garlic ginger seasoning, and this is going to be going great with the flavor profile that we're trying to achieve today. Be sure to season both sides to maximize the flavor of your sandwich. When you season only one side, you miss out on enhancing the taste and texture of the entire piece, and by evenly distributing the seasoning on both sides, you ensure every bite is well seasoned and delicious. Once we have our chicken seasoned very nicely, in a hot pan, we're going to go ahead and throw in some avocado oil and lay our chicken away from us to avoid getting splashed by that oil. We're going to repeat the process for the rest of our chicken here, and then once we have every piece of chicken in the pan, we will saute this for about 4 to 5 minutes, making sure we have a nice golden crispy brown side. After that time is up, we will go ahead and flip our chicken and repeat again, getting it nice and crispy, so that way we have enough flavor with that Maillard reaction. If you don't know what the Maillard reaction is, it's a chemical process that occurs when proteins and sugars in food are exposed to high heats. The reaction creates a complex array of flavors and aromas, resulting in the browned, crispy crust that you see on grilled meats, roasted vegetables, and baked goods. It's definitely a key factor in developing a rich and savory taste. Next, we're going to be working on our brine for our vegetables, adding 1 cup of water, 1 cup of apple cider vinegar, 1 cup of sugar, and a touch of salt before mixing together and setting on our back burner to simmer for about 45 minutes. Make sure you do this before you cook your chicken though, so that way everything comes out on time. We're going to go ahead and slice our fancy green onions by holding them at an angle, and we're going to go down all the way to the white stalk. Once you're done chopping, we're going to go ahead and place these in a container and set them aside for our garnish later. For the vegetables that we're going to be pickling, we are going to be using cucumbers and carrots. Now for our cucumbers, we're going to go ahead and use our peeler, and we're going to make sure we get those nicely shredded and do that to both of those and place them in this container. Now we went ahead and just got some carrots there with the same thing. We're going to pour our brine over it, and making sure that everything gets soaked, we're going to place a small dish on top. After this, go ahead and set it in the refrigerator while everything else is cooking. Now we're going to go ahead and get our buns nicely toasted. You know the drill, we're going to be doing both sides, adding the bottoms first, making sure that both sets of buns are nicely caramelized, adding extra flavors into our sandwich. Now after a few minutes, we will go ahead and flip these over. If you got some strong man hands, you don't need no tongs, you can just go ahead and use your little fingers there. That's what God gave us them for flipping buns. After a few more minutes, we're going to go ahead and toss these back around and set them aside so we can go ahead and get ready to build our sandwich. Now for the next step, we will be using something that should look familiar because we used it in a previous video. This is the sauce that we made for our Korean sticky ribs. If you want to learn how to make this sauce, I will leave a link to the video down below in the description. Now with our chicken, we're going to go ahead and dunk this inside of the sauce. After a few seconds, we're going to raise up and drip off any excess, repeating the process with our next pieces of chicken. And this is just going to add another layer of flavor to these sandwiches. It's absolutely amazing, and I 100% recommend that you try this sauce because it goes well on everything. Beef, pork, chicken, you name it. Now for building our sauce, we are going to make sure we have a wonderful spread of mayonnaise on both sides of the buns. You know that this just gives you extra flavor whenever you're taking your bite. And then we're going to add our chicken down on each side, making sure that each bun gets its designated piece. This is a skill that you can develop over time. And after that, we're going to go ahead and add a little bit of our green onions from earlier, adding another layer of flavor to these wonderful sandwiches. Next, we're going to be adding our pickled vegetables. Now, I let these vegetables pickle for about an hour or so before the video, so that way they were able to soak up a lot of that flavor. This is going to add some taste and some crunchy texture, and then we're just going to sprinkle with a little bit of sesame seed. This isn't going to add too much flavor, this is mainly for looks. Next, we're going to go ahead and start topping our sandwiches with our buns and making sure that we have these nice and lined up. And look at this close-up, guys. This looks absolutely amazing. Bunch of textures here, bunch of flavors that go very well together. Let's go ahead and get a slice down the middle so we can see that wonderful cross section. Doesn't that look amazing? Let's see how it tastes. After taking a bite, it was super tender, tons of textures, and it was absolutely delicious. And if you don't believe me, look at the reaction that my mother-in-law gave when she took a bite. Guys, this sandwich was absolutely amazing and I highly recommend that you try it at home. It is super easy to make, but it does require a bit of prep time, mainly for those vegetables because we want to make sure that we brine them long enough to where they get some of that flavor inside of them. But it's well worth it because they add so much flavor and so much texture to that sandwich. But if you liked the video that you saw here today, leave a like down below and subscribe to the channel to see more videos that I'm coming out with. I have tons and I'm so excited to share them with you. But if you have any requests for anything that you want me to make, leave them down in the comments section. I'll be more than happy to take a look and see what you guys want me to cook. But until then, I'll see you guys in the next one.